owner Ursal Özdemir, who's the CEO of Keystone Group Construction Company, had the idea of starting professional soccer in Indianapolis for some time. He got in touch with Peter Wilt, the former president of the Chicago Fire, Major League Soccer, as well as Chicago Red Stars in the old WPS Women's Professional League, and Chicago Ride of one of the indoor soccer leagues as well. Professional, 25 years in the soccer industry. So he hired Peter as a consultant late in October, kind of get a feel of the market, decide what he thought if there was enough grassroots support in Indianapolis for a professional franchise. And Peter had been in talks with the people at North American Soccer League, looking to get back into the professional ranks, and at the same time the NASL was looking for viable candidates for expansion down the road. So Peter got them in touch with Ursal, and once Ursal knew after 3 months with Peter kind of pounding the pavement not only in Indianapolis but across the state, to determine that there was indeed enough support to have a franchise here in Indianapolis, Ursal went to Ursal and the NASL kind of met on level terms and realized that an expansion team could indeed thrive here. We are a professional league. We're technically the second division of professional soccer in North America. It's a league that's officially sanctioned by the U.S. Soccer Federation and Canadian Soccer Associations as the second division below Major League Soccer, but it's not a minor league, it's not a feeder league of any sort. We're competing for the same players. We have different business models, whereas MLS is a single entity structure with owners kind of buying into a league setup. In the NASL, its owners are completely untethered from each other. If we want to go and re-sign David Beckham and Thierry Henry away from the Red Bulls and 18 other marquee players, we can go do that, but I think we'll be a little more realistic and build our player budget a little more with a little more common sense. But so the business models are different, but technically we are the second division, but still professional. Players in the NASL are signed all as free agents. There's no draft. So while we're going to look for collegiate players to build a large part of our roster as kind of a young base, we technically will go out and be able to sign a lot of veteran players as well. We are looking to bring on our head coach at some point in June. We have already settled on a candidate. We're going to keep it under wraps while we have a couple other big announcements here in the upcoming weeks. But the coach does have ties to Indiana, so we think that's going to help as we continue to, like we mentioned before, build our roster with strong Indiana ties. After the coach is announced, he'll take a few weeks to a few months to bring his coaching staff on board. And later on in the summer, perhaps early fall, we'll look to hold local tryouts. Portions of the roster out, but really importantly, focus on the Indiana part, because the more Indiana-based players you have, the more the community is going to rally around your team and feel more connected to the team. And that's a very important part of what we're trying to do. But also, there's a lot of talented players here across the state of Indiana. You've seen the type of kids that end up at IU and Butler and Notre Dame. We think there's a wealth of talent right under our noses. And so we're going to really focus on those kids coming out of college, but also guys that have been out of college 1, 2, 3 years. We're more competing with ourselves, we think. Soccer fans are less in general, well, I don't want to say less sports fans, but they tend to gravitate more towards other soccer. Our fan base, there's going to be crossover with the Colts, there's going to be crossover with the Pacers, even the Indians, even the Ice, a lot with the college teams. But all in all, we think there's enough soccer fans across the state of Indiana. People that wake up and watch the Premier League on Saturday mornings, or watch MLS games, or Chicago Fire fans maybe from up north, or Columbus Crew fans over the years. We think there's enough of those fans that also follow other sports, but are primarily soccer fans, that will be able to throw their support behind us, that will have the attendance and the overall support in the marketplace that we need to thrive.